Go on, say it.
All right. Friendship is magic.
You ever get the feeling something really bad is about to happen?
What have we done?
You fools! You've messed with the natural order!
Hi everyone. Well, finally about time I get to be filming Tea Time further on, huh? This time will be a bit different as this time around I'll start off by a framed episode story, followed me by any issues or problems I may have with it, followed by me talking about the song, if it has one, and finally how enjoyable it was to watch. The episode starts out with Twilight and three friends, that is, Daisy, Willoughby, and Pinkie Pie, awaiting Princess Celestia along with a visitor that just so happens to be none other than Distort himself. Twilight, at first is so worried that any reasonable person would.
How could you bring Distort here?
But having another teacher. Celestia explains she has need of his powers if he can be reformed, and thinks Twilight is the best choice to do the reforming. Also, you can see that wasn't the pose Distort was in at the end of his fourth episode. He clearly moved. Over at Fleet Apparatus, Twilight is helping Applesat since the Beavers had put up wooden walls and sort of overflooded her farm a bit. The main Beaver flees after Applesat says she was sorry for before. While the war, what terrible names he used to defend Twilight must have been pretty bad. Rainbow Dash turbocharges in, requesting them to hurry on over to the meeting with Celestia. When they are there, Celestia tasks Twilight with reforming Distort, and tasks a fail so he can't take the elements away again. The fail is an issue I'll come back to later. Celestia then reports to a summon she has to attend. Despite the issue of reforming the Master of Chaos, should have been seriously high on the priority list, as knowing if he gets out of hand, he would so appear ruining it just to mess with you. Anyways, they released Distort with him acting as expected, being his normal self by transforming animals into random creations, and messes with Twilight after her tail fails to rot. It's only when Twilight threatens that she did the princess to understand it was a better idea to re-encase them in stone that he finally obeys. But not before transforming the Beavers and painting Pinkie's fourth wall. The next few minutes goes by as Distort thinks that Twilight basically just messing around with the freedoms he's giving them, such as eating paper from books of Twilight to use a reforming fail, and all the while her friends express how they do not trust Distort and that he cannot be reformed. But Twilight teaches food to attack even going as far as having a dinner party. However, Distort, as expected, ruins it by messing with all they teach. Despite this, Twilight stays by his side saying to friends, "Does tell me Distort's randomness." This changes when Angel comes in telling them Appleset's home is ready again. It's a gathering amount of water, but literally Twilight has faith that they'll be putting Distort and taking his first would get him to fix it, which he agrees to, but only if she promises never to use her element of harmony against him. Her friends mostly say no, but she makes the promise anyway, which ends with Distort backstabbing her by turning the water to ice. Irritated, she waves at him by saying "Game on," and with Twilight saying he either fixes this or it's back to being thrown. But being the good friend that she is, Twilight teaches her promise saying no, which Distort responds by rubbing it in everyone's faces. But before he can do any harm, Twilight breaks off the friendship and walks off as Distort starts tearing her off when suddenly he realizes what he'll be using and not wanting to use the only friend he ever had changes his mind. He then restores the farm and Beavers to noticing this when your friends can't always have things your way. The last scene is of Distort saying he's ready to use this magic for good instead of evil. Celestia did think that she's weaving the elements with Twilight just in case, so Distort turning evil again is still a possibility. Issue number 1. What storyline? Well, I think the story holds up very well, the ending was just worse. Distort shouldn't reforming just feels very off. The story was very good, though first I feel was the best choice for this type of song, but again, the ending was just worse, and what was with this season in refusing to give two-parters besides the opening episode? Have this as a two-parter with the story as normal Otherworld Distort backdowns further side, terminating the episode at that point. Then have part 2 be about Twilight doing with how hurt she is with her friends wanting to get her to use her element, but she just refuses, still wanting to keep her promise. while at the same time she was Distort doing similarly what he was doing in Season 2, causing another chaos and ruining Celestia's summit. But as time goes on, he's starting to miss Fluttershy, and at one point he even thought to not even find enjoyment in seeing others suffer. He's just too sad at using no friendship to be happy with tossing chaos. Then finally the two meet up fully by mistake and expresses their feelings to each other, with Distort wanting no friendship back. With him undoing his chaos, redoing everything, something like that would be better than the worst enemy death, as we needed to see Distort's feelings at having a friend and using a friend and how it's affecting them. Although saying that, what's any of that from a benefit written by a 11-year-old? Oh, you didn't know? One of the show's staff's 11-year-old kid wrote a fanfic about Distort before Season 2 even aired, and it was made into this. Not only did he get to see Season 2, or at least parts of it, before it even aired, but he got the best fan Freeman was ever! Sure, they edited a lot, but still. I think say if there was any was his fault, as he said on Twitter, they did edit it a lot. But this whole episode was made because of his fanfic. Such wow. A point I raised earlier was relating to the Bell Celestia attacks on Distort and such all of the elements.
Makes sense. Oh, what fun is there in making sense?
According to this, Celestia's magic does not work on him. He was able to get past a door only she could open. Magic has no effect on him as only the elements themselves can affect Distort. And we truly saw Distort find the take Twilight's element. The Fallacy test is a major plot hole. If it does keep him from taking the elements, then not only will Celestia be more powerful than Distort, she would need to be so if failed to outpower his, but it would also make him being untouchable by any logical stuff useless. A theory I have is that Distort could have took the elements at any time he wanted, but he knew the main six would regain them and reseal them again, so he needed to free alone until he could be sure they can't be used. With Rainbow stupidly saying he's going to turn Fluttershy against them, he ditched the idea to befriend Fluttershy, so he can get her to never use her element. Then he can't be free forever with no pony able to stop him. Also, they have reforming spells, so ponies could brainwash anyone they wanted if they had this spell. Yeah, they never used it, but the very thought that they had such a spell is such a dark thing. Who knows who could have been brainwashed if Dipster were to be reformed? Did Celestia use this during her scene in Legend Zero, I wonder? Also, even in Season 2, Dipster could hear every word Celestia says. So far as a statue, he was still aware? Well, that's dark! Wonder if Twilight was aware when she was turned to stone back in Season 1. Well, you gotta know that you have to be careful with what you write, as even the littlest detail to point to a very dark subset. As for Dipster never having a friend, yeah, he's an embodiment of chaos and disharmony, without which harmony cannot exist, but I didn't see why it wasn't. By the way, where was Yuna? Does she really free both days so she can be awake during the night? I think it would have been true to show her and Celestia's, or at the very least, just Yuna's view on reforming him, and we could have even got a few things on the history and all. And there really better have been a summit, otherwise Celestia is a fool, which I'm against, but what does she need this much power for? Does she want to reform something takes a threat to make it can't handle otherwise? To help restore and rebuild something? Or what exactly does she want with him? Maybe they did that in the past and she just wanted him back. Nah, no. That wouldn't be. Otherwise, why didn't she have him reform when he first broke free? Whatever she needed him for had to have been recent, otherwise she would have had him reform when he got free the first time, if she did love him, or at the very least, to form him instead of the main six. When I first saw this episode, it was epically funny, but now I'm more into commenting on errors. The enjoyment factor has dipped a little. It's still a very enjoyable episode, and I liked rewatching it. The animation was spot on, and since it has Distort, it had to be very good, otherwise his randomness wouldn't have been that much enjoyable. But then there really wasn't enough screen time to show Fluttershy and Distort forming a relationship. And from what we did, it was clearly shown he did not care about Fluttershy's friendship. His reforming again was too sudden because they didn't get enough free time to develop the characters, or so Distort don't have Fluttershy throw on them. Like I said earlier, this should have been a two-parter. This was just too big of an episode to be crammed into 22 minutes. Otherwise, what we did was a very nice episode. Not as good as it should have and needed to be, but it was very good and no means a bad episode. I wondered about the episode in my reading review that I wrote when the episode first aired, and you and David are linking, which I'll do the same in this video. I'll give this a 3 out of 5, as there was just too many errors and issues for it to be fully enjoyable, but it was good enough.